All right, so I'm going to hit record. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you all for joining us. Today is Command Fundamentals. Specifically, we're talking about all things social media and also marketing. So I'm going to lay the foundation for what we're going to talk about today. And then we're actually going to get into it. And I actually have a special video to share with you from one of our top, not only producing agents, but her Instagram is strong. She's got over 10,000 followers, if not more. So she prepared a special video for us to talk about ways in which you can increase your social media following, regardless if you're on Instagram and or not. So let me go ahead and share. And we are pal with the music. All right, can everyone see my screen? Yes. Yes. All right, so I'm going to get right into it. What I would love to do before we get started today, if you have a specific question regarding anything as it relates to marketing, social media, advertising, designs and campaign, designs and whatever CRM that you use, if you have a specific question, please put it in the chat, because I want to make sure that we also address whatever questions or challenges or opportunities you have in terms of something that you want to get clarity on. So if you can put that in the chat, that would be great, because we want to circle back on that to make sure that we address those throughout, and we will get started. So we're going to talk about 3 funnels, if you will. We're going to talk about marketing strategies, in which our guru expert for today, Susan, is going to share with us some marketing strategies, optimizations. We're going to do twofold with that. We're going to talk about how to, for those of you that are leveraging Command, we're going to talk about ways to optimize in terms of in general marketing. And then Susan is going to provide more of a broad approach to strategies that you can apply for regardless of whatever CRM you have. Then we're going to talk about marketing tips and then social media tips. And like I mentioned earlier in the teaser, we're going to share a video from an agent. So that's the agenda. When we get into the optimization, we're going to talk about marketing profile, assets, and tags. These are 3 universal things that you want to make sure, regardless of whatever client resource management, CRM, you're using, you want to make sure that regardless, you have your marketing profile up to date, you have your assets in terms of how you want your images or how you want your advertising or promotion to look, i.e. assets, and then tags, making sure that whatever system you're using, it's tagged appropriately to how you run your business, meaning tags for a buyer versus seller. You know, if you are farming a specific area by, price, tagging according to that. So however you run your business from a systems perspective, you want to make sure that you have the adequate tag to match that to help you maximize your approach. So then in the training today, we're going to talk about a new release and social media posts, recommendations in Command. We're also going to talk about a local farming, something that I haven't taught before. And not because I don't know how to teach it, but because we've had some glitches with the direct mail campaigns in Command, and we have worked through that process. So now I feel comfortable with sharing with you some strategies for those of you that want to be or want to take advantage of farming a specific area. This may be a great option for you. So I'm going to share how to do that. And then we're also going to talk about marketing tips with Susan, marketing director guru. We're going to have some social media tips and then the Q&A. Before we get started, officially started, any comments, questions so far outside of what's in the chat? Ready to go? All right. So let me get out of here. And we're going to go into Command. So if you all want to follow along in your Command, it would be great. So a couple of things we're going to talk about. The first one, marketing profile, making sure the black horizontal toolbar to the right, click the drop down option, and I need to move your images out of the way. Then I'm going to get into settings. And it'll pop up one day. Let's see what's going on here. There we go. Okay, so then we want to go to connect settings and then marketing profile. There's something that I want to share with you just to make sure everyone is aware. So if you scroll down, you'll see the photo, your team logo. If you don't have a team, you don't have to have one there, but you can also utilize the Keller Williams logo. If you notice a couple of things here, see the slogan down here? Does everybody see that where I'm hovering over? You do not have to put a slogan here as of yet. So if you ever go to your marketing profile, the first thing I want to say is at least once a quarter, you want to make sure you update your marketing profile to make sure it's accurate, making sure your bio is accurate. Here where it says slogan, you can add a slogan. It's not live now, but it will be. So it's going to have a field in which you, if you go in and make this, it's going to ask you to put a slogan in here because it has a red asterisk. If you don't have a slogan, it is okay. All you have to do is literally just put a space in and it'll save it. So if you don't have a slogan, and don't worry about it if you don't, it's totally fine. If you do, put it in there. If not, you just select it, you hit your space bar and it will save. So then that's the first thing I want to do. Make sure your bio is up to date. Make sure all of this information is up to date, as well as making sure you have all of this for compliance. For compliance, the only thing that I will say here is just make sure that you have both the Kahului address, and then if you are on the Big Island, Hilo or Kona, or for those agents that are on Kauai, because some may be joining us on Kauai, you would have, the Big Island would have Hilo and or Kona, Kona side, as well as Kauai would have Kauai address, and then your DBA, whatever you fall under. If you fall under Maui, in terms of your home market center, then you put DBA for Maui address, the Kahului address. If you're on Oahu and you're part of Kauai, then you would put Oahu as your DBA. So I just wanted to call those things out, but that's for the marketing piece of it. Any comments or questions about that? Okay, second thing, assets. So I'm going to get into designs. My internet is really slow today. So within designs, I'm just going to go into this one because this is going to prime us for what we're going to do. It's thinking about it. Here we go. Okay, so now to assets. So assets, making sure that your color palette, so whatever colors you want to make sure your marketing palette is up to date. And that's actually when we show the video, you're going to see an example of a color palette. And then fonts, make sure that whatever images you want to use on a consistent basis, all of your logos. I'm going to jump down to logos, make sure you have all the logos you want, whatever text icons you have, like your phone number, your address, email, website, any elements, videos, and files. You just want to make sure from an asset perspective that you have that information. So let me share one other tip about what's new for social media. Then I'm going to toss it over to Susan, and then we're actually going to get into an example. So let me do one other thing. Let me get out of here. Normally I can whip through all of this, but it is just not cooperating today. So So now I'm going to actually go into opportunities just to show you what is new in opportunities. Show of hands, how many of you are in opportunities frequently? How for you that have those active deals are in opportunities, there is something new and exciting that's in the listing and active side. So depending on what deals you're currently working through now or future, whether it's on the listing side or the buyer side, I'm just going to jump in on the buyer side and go to active and show you this new opportunity. So then I'm just going to go here because I have Aaron in the cultivate stage. And hold on. Of all the times to mess up, of course it happens now. Try one more thing. There we go. Okay, so on the listing side, you'll notice here, when you log into the listing, you'll see at the bottom, which is me, we'll see details at the top. If you see over here where it says phase and stage, and it says active and negotiations, if you go to marketing, which is new, it's going to give you recommended marketing posts. So it'll show you like for sale, for just listed, listed, open house. So these are all predicated on whatever stage or phase that you are in for that opportunity. And so the social ads, they also, if there's social ads available, it will also give you recommendations for social ads that you can run based on where you are in this deal. Yes, Bob.
Is there any way that we can get just sold, just listed, all these things you're talking about that don't look like that they're from Kentucky, but they're from Hawaii? Because there's all kinds of them that say it's time to winterize your home and it's time to rake up your leaves, and it's stupid. We need ones from Hawaii.
Yes. So okay. two ways to do that. The easy button would be to do this. I am going to enlist you to actually fill out an ideas. And if you fill out an idea and you say what you just said, that will give me leverage to then take that information and promote it with the other MCTs within our region and company-wide so that we can vote on this and make it happen. So that's the first thing. The second thing is not an easy button. It is more of a process where either you or your admin or your virtual assistant will just have to tweak the signage to be that way. I do know that Susan is going to talk about some other things, so I don't want to steal her thunder. So I'm going to have her add that piece into what she was going to talk about as it relates to another platform that you can utilize, i.e. Canvas. So I'll let her speak to that piece of it. But two things, the easy button would be, I'll send you the link, fill out the suggestion or the idea, and then that way I can get it promoted so we can make that change. But yes, we definitely need an easy button for not just Hawaii, but California too, because keep in mind that a lot of those ads are not appropriate for California either in terms of winterizing, I mean, you know, just with climate.
We're up against Compass and Island Sotheby's and Coldwell Banker. And all three of them are kicking our ass in that area right now. Mm-hmm. We look like Kmart compared to Bloomingdale's, seriously. Yeah. So yeah, this has to be fixed.
Yes, and it will be.
I have my MBA with a concentration in marketing, so I know that this doesn't take very long. It's just
no, it does not. It does not.
So
yeah. So yeah, I'll send you the link today, and then if you could do that, I will promise you I will get it going today, or as soon as you complete it for me.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so that is the other update in terms of new opportunities. So I'm actually going to turn it over now to Susan, and I'm going to stop share, and then I'll come back, share a tip for designs in terms of farming and opportunity, and then we're going to watch a little quick video. So I'm going to stop share and turn it over to Miss Susan.
Good morning, everybody. Okay, first thing is caution, because understand, Bob, you got the MBA in marketing too, so correct me as I go if you see anything. One of the things with the first thing that always Latasha talks about command and all the tools. One of the things I always want to suggest on the marketing aspect is to sit down in the evening or when you have time and really go through all of the design tools that are in command. A lot of times I find people are like, it's okay, I've got a listing, now I have to start looking for it. If you go through and you see all of the tools that are there, there's so many different things. It's like even the magazine that's in there. You don't want to necessarily produce a magazine, but there's some cool pages that when you're doing your communication, you might want to pull out. The other thing is I mentioned, Latasha started to refer to the term of Canva. I don't know how many of you've gone onto Canva before. It's a design tool that is out there. It's got great images. You can get a free account, or it's $100 a year for a pro account. There's a lot of different ideas in there. It's also a resource for images. You can pull out a lot of images. And one of the things that I suggest people do is when you have your command and you've got all of your assets, is as you find pictures or photographs or things, whether it be the sunset, the beach, or something that's relative that you might use in not necessarily a listing, but you might use it in the communication, just gather those, put them, on your laptop, as, desktop, whatever, get a location, and then later on drag those into assets. So when you are suddenly like, oh, I need to do communication and I don't want to talk about winterizing, I'm trying to talk about summer golf. Now I have to go look for a golf picture because this home is on a golf course, and you're wasting your time. You're already busy, and that's where it's a challenge. So a lot of times that's what I've done for some of the associates over here, is just get a lot of images for them, put them in the assets. So if they need something quickly, they can get it. Also, it gives you a lot of ideas. We don't necessarily want to do our communication, it's Easter, it's Halloween, but there are in Canva a lot of different themes. There's referring to color palettes too. There's a lot of suggestions on color palettes. One of the key things when you're designing anything is once you've created your color palette, I know you don't want your artwork to be mundane and every single listing has got red and green and that's it. But it is really important that you create a template, have your assistant, someone work with you for the Big Island. That's one of the things that I do, is working with them, is creating something that has your look, your design, your colors, obviously staying true to Keller Williams input too, and have that as a template. Because one of the things a lot of people get caught up on is, oh, this is really pretty, I like this one, or oh, this is a unique design. Or as we all do, like I look at Sotheby's and everybody else that's out there and you go, oh, well, wait just a sec, that's their color palette, I want to stay away from that. So I always sort of look at, I want to be unique, but I also want to have some consistency. So if I send something out that's got images in the bottom, and next time I put my picture on the top and then I put it off to the left, it becomes very busy. And if some people do keep the material that you sent them or keep that email, it's really cool if you've created a format and you sort of stay true to that. And I'm really talking about things like, when you're working on your listings. The next thing I was just going through is when you're doing any of your work, no matter what it is, it's always that reminder that make sure you have a call to action. I've seen a lot of people that have thought of, okay, I want to put a listing and I get this great picture and everything's good. But the call to action is their teeny tiny font on the very bottom with the phone number. And Bob would always say from like marketing 101 is make sure that everything is legible, that they can read it. It's always like respecting the client, that they can see the text, they can, identify exactly how to reach you. The same thing is when you're designing some of these things or putting in images, is try not to do the Baskin Robbins 31 flavors. Sometimes you have an amazing property. It's like, oh, this is cool. And man, the pool is awesome. But the thing is I always look at whenever I'm communicating marketing with a client is respect their time. They're busy. They've got 1,000 other emails and 1,000 other people pitching. And if I send something with 26 pictures, you're probably just going to scroll through it and pass it on because there's too much. So it's having that signature shot, not the shot that you like, because I love ocean. So I'm going to show the pool and the beach behind it, because the amazing thing is, oh, wait, it's actually a 7,000 square foot home. And oh, wait, I didn't show the home. I just showed the pool. So it's like looking at what the strong point is that you're trying to obviously sell, what shows best. Having that as a signature and a few complimentary photos that, again, are sharing the message. I can understand Bob's frustration because I know when I first went in and I thought, how many white houses are there? And it's from South Carolina to New York. And it's like, okay, I love concrete. I understand the concept of concrete. That's not what we're selling. So always, delete those. I'll talk to Latasha too, because a number of people have mentioned that challenge that the messaging a lot of times is seasonal for the mainland, and also the structures. Homes in Hilo don't look like North Carolina. So just having those assets, that's one of the things that we'll work on for you. The same thing on the listing when we talk about just a few images. It's really important that you just put a few bullet points. I've seen some where there's lots of great things to share. So they've got this front picture and they got all the images, and then there's a whole lot of copy. But meantime, on the back, it's got the MLS listing. So I can figure out how to flip the paper over and read from the back. So you don't have to rewrite it all on the front. It's just having those key bullet points. So if I'm scrolling through my email, whether, even on social media, that I can just see what it is that you've got, look at it. No, it's not interested. I'm not spending 2 million. I want 1.5, and I can go on to the next one. Make the information easy to find. And I know this is really, it's all marketing 101, but when you get busy and you have a new listing, it's so easy just to go, okay, wait, I don't know what to do. Let me put this, and oh, this is really important. So it's if you just have those few reminders, what you're trying to do. I always go over and over to respect the client, respect their time, understand that they're busy. Your message is not the most important thing in their day or their world. And as Latasha always says, what's in it for me? Why should I be, whether it's social media, whether it's your email, whether it came through command, whether it came through, Constant Contact, MailChimp, however it came to me, why should I waste my valuable time reading your stuff? Because how important is it? So if it's user-friendly, if there's some data point in there, that whether it be market stats, whether it be the trends, something that's easy and simple that I can see, I'm more likely to keep it and more likely to read it. Just like in the format when you're sending me something, a lot of times when people are sending emails out, it's like, oh, I got this listing and I've got the back, so I'm just going to attach a PDF. Well, whenever I get an email and it says see attachment, it's like, no, I mean, it's unless I know who you are and what I'm looking, I'm going to flip through it. So, I think Latasha will get to it later, but it's like, it's very easy just to insert that image. It's whether it's almost like the social media post for the attachment in the email. So when I'm scrolling through on my iPhone or my laptop, I don't have to look through everything. It's like, oh, that is the property. I want to look at it, or whatever. I'll save the email. You have more chance of reaching somebody without trying to, oh, I got to tell you, there's 5,000 things about it. It's just tell me the key points. I'll look at it when I want to, and I'll look at it when, if I see that it has a value to me. So those are, said, marketing 101, but just reminders when you're trying to put, whether it be email, social postings, anything. That's just sort of the thought. The other thing that when you're doing, whether it be farming through postcards or anything like that, is again, having a template, something, and again, it's going to change. If you've got the purple house, you're not going to use your green border because that's your favorite color. You're always going to use something that complements it, but keep it unique. I've seen some from a brand X company that always has half the card is their headshot. And it's like, okay, I know you're handsome, I know you're cute, that's great, but I really I'm looking for a house for my family and my kids. And so that's more important. The picture of you and your dog, I have a dog too, I love dogs, but that's not, when I look through the postcards, it's like, okay, is that the veterinarian? No, oh, he's selling real estate. Oh, okay. So it's important. The one thing I always will say is like, I have to revert to 30 years of marketing for resorts and golf courses. If there's an image on the front that is interesting for me, chances are it's going to keep it, whether it's on the coffee table, you look at people that have, pin boards on their wall, whatever. But if the front is all about your headshot and your 15 logos and how talented you are, it's like, chances are I'm not keeping it. Might not even make it home from the mailbox. So always think of that as in what's, again, the simple what's in it for me. It's like, oh, that's an awesome golf course shot. That's really cool. And it's, you know, like we say, something pretty. It's like something inviting, something that you might share with someone. You know, we know a lot of people get their email in their offices. There's a better chance to go like, hey, check this out. You're going to throw it on someone's desk instead of it just being thrown away. So simple ideas, but think about it when you have time. Don't think about those ideas when you're in a hurry, because when you're in a hurry, that's where you just sort of scramble and you're just trying to get everything out to them. Here's my phone number, my address, my birth date, my social security, and oh wait, wrong form. So those are just some ideas. I know we're going to jump over to social media, and there's a social media expert who's done amazing. One of the things that I've always found is occasionally people get into, okay, Monday is when I send out my marketing material, and Tuesdays is, it's like Taco Tuesdays, and Wednesday is beach day, and Thursday, because I like that format and it's real simple and I can remember it. But they're not thinking about, okay, nobody wants to see the marketing stats Monday morning. It's like, I've got 5,000 things, I've got work I didn't do, I'm really busy. I'm not going to remember those numbers. Better chance that you sent me something lighter, whether you're in a, you know, cool landscaping or something that's relative. Don't make me have to read a whole lot of information. Same thing, it's like during the week, like, oh wait, you only do this Fridays? And why are you sending that out? Well, Mondays I always do this, and Tuesdays I always do this. It's like, give them some variety, because consider, especially on Instagram, I'm flinging through 1,000 files. It's like, just, you know, we all do that. You're just rolling through and scrolling. And what is it? Why are they even going to bother and stop and look at yours? And so those are, you know, like I said, I've heard of a lot of people, because of structure, they think, okay, I'm just going to automatically do that. There is no reason that you have to send something out every single Tuesday morning at 7:05. Again, you might hit those people at, oh shoot, one more time, if I have to see real estate at 7 o'clock this morning. And that's when you also can lose followers. The other thing that I've seen is, you know, just reminding everybody about your descriptions. I know you're all experts in writing copy about real estate, what's important to people. We always know, like, you know, use the strong verbs, get them excited, but don't say it's just totally amazing and awesome and you'll just love it, because you don't know me. You don't know what I'll love. So use descriptive terms about it, whether it's wide open, sunny or something, but don't go over the edge. And just like keeping it relative. I see a lot of people that schedule posts and they'll be talking about, again, you'll love living by the shoreline because it's amazing. And meanwhile, for the last 5 nights in Oahu, and the national news is all about climate change and all these oceanfront homes are going to be washed away. And you're sort of showing like you're completely oblivious because you want to sell this oceanfront property. So it's careful when you're scheduling. Things happen in the world. There's a big fire, and meanwhile, you've shown this forest with all these dead trees, and wouldn't you want to live here? It's like, no, I don't think so. So try to think about the messaging, how it hits the person, and it's relative what's going on, not necessarily to the world, but at least into the environment that you're trying to sell. And I'm almost done, really. And the other thing is absolutely never, ever offend, and never. One of the common terms that I have seen that comes up is an amazing kitchen. She'll love it. Why? Because she's the cook. It's like, sorry, no, my husband's the cook. I don't care about the kitchen. It's yours, sweetheart. You take care of it. So be careful putting your personal thoughts, personal opinions about he'll love the golf course and she'll love the kitchen. And see, he's shaking his head there too. It's like just being careful on those types of things, and always keeping it positive in the sense of, you've got a beautiful country home. You don't talk about, well, get out of the city and live in the country. Maybe I like the city. So instead, always, it's that the things your mother taught you. If you're going to say something nice, be kind. Think of that in all of your copy, even though you're tired, even though you're busy. Don't negate something else because this is better, because it's like, oh, the city life, get out of the suburbs, come to the city. Just focus on what's cool about the city, what's cool of the property that you're trying to showcase, what's cool about the area, and then follow up with some stats. So that's kind of the overall how I kind of start my mornings and how I think of how I'm putting out messages, whatever the channel it be. Sorry, I talk fast too.
Oh, no. You did an amazing job.
Sorry.
Thank you. Absolutely
Bob.
amazing. Comments or questions? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
But I was going to say, I do lots of, in a sense, I want to say that the free stuff for marketing for the Big Island office and a la carte things. But again, we all work for the same company. So if you got something, questions, ideas, thoughts, please, it's easy to find me. Just shoot me an email. I'm actually physically in the office Monday through Friday. So I'm here so you can bang down the door. But also, like I said, call or text me anytime you can find me. Any questions?
Awesome. Yeah, Susan, put your information in the chat. Questions for Susan or comments or oh me's or I'm oh my's.
No.
No questions?
No.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay.
So I'm actually going to go back to one of the things that Susan mentioned, and I'm so glad we're doing this class because there's great synergy in what we're talking about today. So just to capitalize on what she talked about in terms of coloring, and then I'm gonna actually show you the video. So let me share my screen, and I wanna share an Instagram page with you. So can you all see my screen? So I do apologize because the color hues, I tried to work on it. The color hues on my desktop are not as good as an iPhone or Android. I'm not being disrespectful to Android users. So, but your smartphone, let's go there. So this is Karan Ling. So she is an agent on Oahu, and she's got over 10,000 followers. And there's a reason why. So I just wanted to share a couple of call outs, and then I'm actually going to share a video, and then we're going to circle back on a couple of things. So she has obviously her information. She's got very specific call outs. She's got kind of her tagline, her mission statement, and then she just has her affiliation. And then emoji, great use of emojis in terms of born and raised, cheerful, 18 years, and just really quickly her link tree that has all of her socials. And then here, you can't really see these icons here in terms of the actual color, but her colors are very, her tiles are muted, but her colors are really very trendy and vibrant. And so you'll see all of her posts here. And if you notice here, I'll scroll down. Who can tell me what kind of, I won't go too fast, but as I scroll through her posts, what are some commonalities or what are some things that kind of piggyback on what Susan was talking about? What do you see here?
I got to say, I love it because she's the product. She's the product. It ain't Keller Williams. It ain't the house. She's the product. And it's her on every picture.
Yes. So she does mix it up a little bit, but exactly to Bob's point, she's advertising or selling herself because she is creating this persona of working with me. You get all of this knowledge, you get all this. And see here, these reels or these little cameras, these are actually reels. 90% of her Instagram page is about short reels, short videos. And so people click on this. And if you hover over here, you'll see she's got 150 likes. She's got 6 comments. She's got 138, 139, 91, 86, 56. So she's got great engagement on her following. But again, she's consistent. So she's selling herself. I mean, she's got some stuff where she sprinkles in, the kind of typical KW, but for the most part, she has a clear brand here. So I'm going to go into chat because I know there's some people. Oh, that's just saying thank you. Okay. So this is a great page. You can take some ideas from this. You can, dabble into the reels or videos, but just, figure out what works for you and do it. So I wanted to share that with you. And then I'm also going to share a video that she made that would be helpful. And let me see.
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to give you some great tips on growing your social media as a new agent or even as a seasoned agent. So I wanted to share some of the things that have helped me. One of the things that I do is I watch a lot of the agents that I like. So for instance, Michelle Jean Kim is one of my favorites. She's also with Keller Williams. And I just like her very go-lucky attitude, and her passion is BTS. So she talks about being BTS, a pastor, a mom, and a realtor. So there's a lot of interests that you'll see if you follow other people on TikTok or on Reels that you gravitate towards. And I say those are people, like pieces of them that you'd like to emulate. So there's a lot about her that I love. And I think if you watch her, you'll be like, oh, I can see how you guys are similar. Well, find somebody that's similar to how you want to be on Instagram or TikTok and go from there. The other thing is be brave. I have to say, you know, I've been doing Toastmasters for a very long time. I've been on TV, I've had interviews, I've spoken in front of 1,600 people, and being on video is not that easy, especially even for TikTok or Reels. I feel like I'm putting myself out there and being vulnerable. So it wasn't very easy for me to start in the beginning, but I started with something that I felt that I could do. So for instance, I did the lip syncing and all of that. And then I started gravitating when I started doing TikTok to being more vocal and about teaching realtors and also people how to invest in real estate and tips on how to be a realtor. So you want to be brave and get yourself out there. The other thing that I wanted to mention is create great content. Now, there's no replacing that. I wouldn't say try to create great content because it's not, you know, do or do not, there is no try. It's more like, what are you passionate about? What do you love doing? Create a little bit of humor. What do you find funny? Maybe even something online you see and you copy it. There's all sorts of ways to go about it, but there's no way to get around creating great content. And I think if you focus on that along with because you want to create great content and you want to be yourself and showcase your talents, then that will give you the best leg up when creating or gaining more followers and engagement. One of the big focuses for us, or for me, is to create great engagement because I want people to actually like and get something out of what I'm teaching. And I've gotten really great feedback. So hopefully this was helpful to all of you, and I wish you the best of luck in your social media journey. Hi, everyone. Just wanted to give you some great tips on growing your social media as a new agent or even as a seasoned agent. So I wanted to share some of the things that have helped me. One of the things that I do is I watch a lot of the agents.
All right. So before we tackle designs, I wanted to give you guys some opportunity for those of you that have listened to the video, listened to what Susan was saying. What can we help you with? Let's make this active. Let's make this, you know, a hands-on opportunity. So instead of me, and I can definitely go and show you one other thing, but I do want to make sure that we take the moment and the opportunity to help you. So what are some things that you are currently working on that you want some feedback on, or some attaboys, attagirls, or just some things that, you know, you have questions about? Let's see if we can try to make this a practical application and help you in the time that we have remaining. So let's share. Let's tell me what's going on with you. You've got our expert here, Susan. Bob, I know, can weigh in, and I can weigh in from a tech perspective. So let's help you. Help us help you. Bob, I noticed you unmuted yourself. That means you're going to talk, or no?
No, I did in case you asked me something.
Oh.
And I answered and I forgot to push the button.
Got it. You're being prepared. So Patricia, Chelsea, Crystal, Dean, anything that you currently are doing or something that you want to do that you haven't done a lot of, that you've got some people that have done it for a little bit that can help guide you, anything that we can help you with from a marketing, social media standpoint? No takers? All right, so I'll just keep going then. Let me share one other cool idea and then we'll let you go for today. I am going to go back here. So show of hands, how many of you have sent out direct mail, regardless of how you sent it out? So Bob is raising his hand. Let's see. Dean, who else? Patricia, no? Chelsea, Crystal, have any of you sent out direct mail? Okay, we'll come back. All right, so here's what I want to talk to you about. You can send out direct mail however you want. It's optional in terms of who and how you send it out or where you send it out. So you can elect to do it in any platform that you want. You can elect to, which is the best practice, is to make sure that you are partnering with your local title company, because what they can do is provide you addresses and contacts in terms of people. Let's say, for example, you want to farm a specific area, then you can reach out to your title company and they can share with you the addresses that will be appropriate for a specific farming area. And or if you want to target a certain type of home, you can also reach out to your title company. So there's a lot of different ways that you can send out marketing collateral. I'm just going to show you this way, and it's actually in designs. And keeping that farming concept or perspective in mind, we want to do this. I'm going to show you how to do it. So I'm going to show you kind of like, we're going to do like a cooking show. I'm going to show you how to do it, and then we're going to be, voila, it's done. So in terms of creating a design in Command, you want to make sure you're in designs. You see I'm in designs, and then you want to hit create design. From here, you want to focus or select print. If you have a specific listing that you want to incorporate, you would just select this box. I'm going to deselect it because I don't have a specific one, but you can. If you select it, that just means all of those images that are on MLS with Syndicator pop up too, so you can change out the images. So I'm going to select create. And now it's going to direct me to WeBrand, which is our catalog, if you will, of options. So within those options, you can do a lot of different things with this. So you don't have to necessarily go into the buyer side or the listing side. So if you did listing, you'll see that there's different options here. You can do buyer, and there's certain options there. You can be very non-traditional, to Bob's point about making sure you have relevant content. So let's go down. I'm actually going to go into luxury, because oftentimes luxury has some really exciting things. I'm going to do property marketing. And let's see, which one do I want to do? Let me try business basics. One of these, I'm trying to get to the one, oh, here it is. Okay, so let me do just listed. Okay, so we'll do just listed. So you'll see this is a little different look and feel. This is the luxury. Keep in mind that you can utilize luxury as well. So I'm just going to do standard postcard. And then you have these options. Keep in mind, you can change out all of this. I'm just going to select this one for now. So now you notice, remember, both Susan and myself are talking about assets. So these are all of the assets. You definitely want to spend some time in getting those assets in there. If you have a workspace in terms of different folders. So if you've got stuff that you want to see in terms of templates, you can go through this to see the different templates. Stock images, you can search the internet or what's available in WeBrand, and you can also get some stock images, and you can find some. The other cool thing I wanted to share with you is this. So this is a out of the box way to create a postcard. It's still loading. You'll see it, my little flash icon. Consider this: using luxury, go into either the listed or our buyer side. See this icon here where it says KWLS? if you go to KWLS and you go to Snapshot and type in a neighborhood, I'm just going to do Microwall. You don't have that option under luxury. Okay, Chelsea, let me go back. Let me do this. So I'm going to go back. And so Chelsea, just to make sure when you went in to create design, you went to print and you hit continue. It'll take you to WeBrand. And then once you're in rebrand, you should have luxury available. You don't see it there? So, oh, you only have property marketing. Okay, gotcha. Okay. So reach out to me, Chelsea, we can take a look at it. You should have access to all of these. So let me go back into just listed. And you may want to also try refreshing your screen as well. But reach out to me if you don't have it and we can kind of go in the back end of your command and see what's going on. So I'm going to go back in here, show you this. So I'm going to show you the before, and then we're going to do, like I said, the cooking show version. I'll show you a completed document. So then we're going to go back into where we were, KWLS. And so we're going to do Snapshot. And then I'm just going to do Microwall because that's my hood upcountry. So you can do different options, or it will give you different options. Let's just say I'm going to do Microwall proper, if you will. So I'm going to give it a minute. And what's going to happen is it's going to pop up different options that you can integrate. So it's going to, and you have to double check this. You want to make sure you know your stats in terms of the area that you're farming or wanting to farm. So then here it's just going to give you the average listing price. You just want to make sure that that's accurate. It's going to give you that graphic, and or it's going to give you something like this that has a different view of it. And then there's other different views. So you can select the one that works for you. So if you wanted to select this one, you would just add the image. And you can do a couple of things. You could play around with this if you wanted to get rid of this, or you want to replace it. You could just replace it. And then I'm going to get rid of this other one. But you play around with it. You get it to look the way that you want it to look. Keep in mind the things that Susan talked about. You want to be very specific or targeted in whatever graphic or excuse me, not the graphic, yes, but then you also want to be mindful of your text, making sure it's not too wordy. It's calling out exactly what you want to highlight. So now I'm going to show you the after. And let me select done. And we're not going to save it because I'm going to show you the cooking version, completed option. So here I've already created this. And it's taken a little bit to load. So this is my final version. So this is the first page, and it just has it's got neighborhood trends. I kept it very generic. I have Pukalani because they're next door, and Microwall, so they can get a snapshot of both. And then just saying Microwall, Pukalani, Hawaii, and then just some sort of, some sort of tagline, open range living in Maui, or whatever you want to call it. So very simple on the text. So then page 2, I'm going to put that up. And get rid of that. So then page 2, try to keep it very bullet pointy. I've got a couple of things going on. I've got hi based on whoever the name is. And then just in general, as a real estate agent, blah, 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 very specific, this is who I am. This is what you're getting, highlighting what you're getting, call to action, call me for your neighborhood snapshot. And then Hawaii real estate expert, then my marketing profile information, Keller Williams, the logo. You can or cannot, but because I love tech, I decided to include a QR code, and it says scan my QR code to locate your next neighborhood. So then that, goes directly to them being able to receive the neighborhood snapshot from me. So you can design it however you want. I try to keep it very simple. Susan, any comments or questions that you want to interject with before I go to how to actually send this out? Oh, you're muted. You're muted. I can.
That's actually exactly how I think my brain works too. Keep it short and sweet. Why should I read it? Tell me the bullet points, show me who you are and how I can get to you if I want more information. QR codes are great too, because it gets you there. I don't have to look, I can scan. And it also, curiosity, sometimes people like, I wonder where the QR code actually goes. And guess what? That's one more time they've reached out to you.
Exactly.
So, excellent.
Okay, so then I'm going to go back here. I'm just going to say done. And I'll show you how easy it is. Oh, there's one other thing I forgot to show you. Really quickly, let me do this. Let me go back in here because I want to show you or explain to you one key thing that's a game changer when it comes to command. So bear with me just one quick second. Okay, so let's just say this is our document. We're ready to go. We're ready to get this sent out. We're ready to make our payment. The thing that you want to keep in mind, if you're using this in command, you see where it says download here. You want to select download and then keep it as PDF. You can either do PDF standard or PDF printing. I did PDF printing. It doesn't matter. The key thing to remember though is this. You want to make sure you select the include the bleed option. And then where it says use, it'll highlight or it'll give you the option to either use manual bleed or automatic bleed. You want to keep it as manual. It's going to give you the right parameters once you select that. So then the only other thing is you want to make sure you download both pages, page 1 separately and page 2 separately. Do not combine them because you have to upload them differently or separately, I should say. So again, making sure that when you're done and you're ready to move on to the next stage to get ready to send this out, just make sure you select PDF for printing, select include the bleed. It's automatically going to give you the 0.125 and then download it page 1 by itself separately and page 2 separately by itself. So I just wanted to call that out. So now I'm going to go back to where I want it to be. So then now I'm going to go into campaigns. And I've already done this. So remember, we are on our tech cooking show. So I've already gone in and done the hard part. So going to move my header up, go to direct mail. For those of you that don't have it started, you would select, create a campaign. I've already started it. So I'm just going to do the cooking show version and go to edit campaign. So when you're in edit campaign, you can select this drop down, which will give you the overview. It'll say the name. It'll give you the goal. You can always change this, but I'm just going to hit save. Then the marketing market center, you want to have your market center. It'll auto populate based on your marketing profile. And then the suite address, all of that good stuff. You want to save it. Go to content, see where it says upload design. Teal is your friend. I always say that. So teal, the outline will show you here if you need additional parameters. So all I did was here where it says front, I selected this. It says remove because I already uploaded, but you would simply just select it, upload it, your front, upload your back. You would save it. I've already covered the market center. So let's jump into targeting. So then for farming purposes, let's say you wanted to farm a specific area. So you will have an address, you keep the address there or put the address in there, or you can also do target my database, whichever option you want. I just chose local targeting for now and just kept the address with the Kahalua address. If I wanted to do Microwall, I could change it to Microwall because that would be my preferred farming, but I just wanted to show you this for an example. And then your budget, You can scroll down, and then if you wanted to change it, if you wanted to do more or less, you could go up or down. And it'll tell you the breakdown in terms of, for standard, it's going to be 92 cents per card. So you can save that. And then once you're ready to go, you'll hit configure marketing. Are you sure you want to create this campaign? You would select yes. And then the wheel is doing something. So then you can go in and you can also do targeted specifically. So if you wanted to do all single family, multifamily, you could change that. If you wanted to target in your farming area, specific bedrooms or square footage, you can basically customize this. And as you do it, you're going to see these blue dots change. And so then if you're good to go on that, you can select if you want standard mail, first class. I encourage you, as a best practice, select send a copy to the company address, meaning sending it to you so that you can have a copy so you physically know what went out. Then you would hit next, and then you would go through the order process. So there, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to charge my card, but that's how easy it is. So if you wanted to farm a specific area, you can go in here. We've worked out, or KWI have worked out a lot of the kinks, but it's good to go. It's ready. I'm here to help you. Carrie, I know he wasn't able to join. He had a conflict today, but we can help you if you want to reach out to Susan just to pick her brain about some marketing stuff. But this is a great way to do some farming if you want to get into direct mailers. But questions or comments, ahas, was this good? Was it impactful? Did you learn something? Let's share a quick wrap up if we can. Or questions.
I appreciate you showing the direct mail thing because I just never really knew how that worked. So that was cool to see that. Thanks.
Awesome. And then reach out to me if you have anything, or Carrie, whoever you want to. But
Is it
definitely
hard
can
to
help.
make like a QR code thing, like how you had on there?
Yeah, I can show you how to do that as well. And I actually did it for free. So I'm a big a proponent for guerrilla marketing in terms of try to do everything you can for free. So
Yeah.
I can definitely give you some websites. So reach out to me if you just want to email me, and I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
And I can send you those. But yeah, I did all of that for free.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Any other comments or questions? Anything else someone else learned today? And I'm putting my email in the chat. You're welcome, Dean. Susan, any last minute?
No, I think you, by just showing an example to everybody, I think it reminds everybody how easy it is to do. And the thing is, if you're curious and just want to try it, just do a really small one. Do something that hits 20 homes. It's like, you don't really want to spend money, but just see what the results are and see what the card looks like and get a better feel for it. And it's always good practice.
Mm-hmm. Great.
But we're here to help you.
Yes. Well, thank you all. I know you're super busy. You could do a ton of other things, but I'm glad that was helpful. Thanks for all of you for joining. It is recorded, or will be up on our YouTube channel within 24 hours. If you need me or Carrie, Susan, reach out to us. We are more than willing to help you and help you share whatever knowledge we have to share to help you. So we're here to help, and have a great weekend. And I will be having a great weekend.
We will.
And I hope all of you do as well. So
Yes. Take
Thank
care.
you much.
Aloha,
Thanks,
everybody.
Susan.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good seeing you. Bye.